Hi Rockets! Today we're going to do a story extension activity. We'll do a story extension activity based on the book Feast for 10. Feast for 10 is a counting book, and we'll actually get to watch Miss Janice read Feast for 10 to us. At the end, we'll do a counting activity where we count the items from the book. Let's watch Miss Janice read and then we'll meet back here after.
Hi friends! So today we are going to be reading Feast for 10 by Cathryn Falwell. And this is a counting book, so feel free to count along. One cart in the grocery store. 2 pumpkins for pie. 3 chickens to fry. 4 children off to look for more. 5 kinds of beans. 6 bunches of greens. 7 dill pickles stuffed in a jar. 8 ripe tomatoes, 9 plump potatoes. 10 hands help to load the car. Everyone's helping to load the car with all the groceries that they got. Then, 1 car home from the grocery store. 2 will look, 3 will cook. 4 will taste and ask for more. 5 empty cans, 6 pots and pans. 7 more carrots to wash and peel. 8 plates down, 9 chairs around. So you can see that they're getting ready to eat all the food that they prepared all together. 10 hungry folks to share the meal. And that is the end of our books, friends. I hope you guys enjoyed the story Feast for 10, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!
As Miss Janice read Feast for 10, you might have noticed the numbers on the pages. Each number corresponded or went with the number of objects that she was reading about. Now we're going to count the objects from the book together. After, I'll invite you to do some counting by yourself. This will help us practice counting up to 10 objects and matching the numbers to the set of objects. Let's get started. The first object Miss Janice counted was a grocery cart. How many grocery carts do you see? Let's count it. 1. There was just 1 grocery cart. Let's go on to the next item. The next item Miss Janice counted were pumpkins. How many pumpkins do you see? Let's count them. 1, 2. There are 2 pumpkins here, just like in the book Feast for 10. Next came chickens. You might know how many chickens are here without even having to count. If not, let's count them together. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 chickens here, just like in the book. Next in the book came the children. We're going to count the groups of children here. Notice how I'm pointing to each one as I count. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last number we said was 4. That's how many there are in all. 4 groups of children. Maybe you already know what number comes after 4. Maybe you can look at these pictures of beans and tell me how many there are without even counting. Let's double check to be sure. Count together as I touch each picture of beans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 sets of beans. Next in the story, we saw bunches of greens. How many greens do we see here? Let's count to find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last number we said was 6. So there are 6 sets of greens. Our numbers are getting bigger. Maybe you already know what number comes after 6. Let's count to double check. Count with me as I point to each of these pickles. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 jars of pickles here. Next in Feast for 10 came tomatoes. Let's count the tomatoes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We counted 8 tomatoes. Next in our story were potatoes. Let's count to find out how many potatoes are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are 9 potatoes. We counted them, and notice how when I count, I point to each one, I count down each row, and I sweep back at the end of the row. Let's do that again one more time together. At the end of the story, we heard hands helping load the car. Let's count to see how many sets of hands there are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What was the last number we said? 10. There are 10 sets of hands. All right, Rockets, we did it. We counted up to 10 objects together, and we matched the numbers that go along with that number of objects. Now I'm going to invite you to do this by yourself. I'm going to show you a number of objects from the second half of Feast for 10. You'll get to count them by yourself, and then I'll show you the number that matches up with the number of items or the number of sets that I've shown you. That way you'll know if you counted correctly, or maybe if you need to try again. And if you need to try again, you can always rewind the video and give it a second go. All right, let's try it out. Here we go. How many cars do you see? 1. How many sets of looking eyes do you see? 2. How many cooks do you see? 3. How many tastes do you see? 4. Can you count the cans? How many did you count? 5. Count the pots that you see on the screen. What was the last number you said? There are 6 pots. Our numbers are getting bigger. Count the carrots by touching each one as you see it. If you can't touch your screen, you can point to each one instead. How many carrots did you count? 7. Count the platters you see on your screen. There are 8 platters. How many chairs do you see? Count to find out. How many chairs did you count? There are 9 chairs. How many groups of hungry folks do you see pictured here? Count to find out. How many did you count? There are 10 groups of hungry folks. Rockets, how did you do? Were you able to count up to 10 objects by yourself? Today we did a story extension activity where we used the objects from the book Feast for 10 to do some counting practice. We counted from 1 all the way up to 10 using objects, and then we matched them to the number that they belong with. I hope you enjoyed this counting and number recognition activity. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next time. Bye, Rockets.